Afternoon.
Hi, afternoon.
I think it's been a long day, and I'm just looking at the schedule here. We have some cocktails and networking, and we have to see Amsterdam and lots of beers waiting for us. So I think it's just me standing in between you and the rest of the evening. So how many minutes? 5 minutes? 10 minutes? Right? Let's be very quick. Well, it has been interesting so far. I think we learned a lot since morning. A lot about nopCommerce. It's not just creating the online shops, creating the websites, but we got to know more about the performance optimization, the ERP implementations, and the last session we saw that nopCommerce, how it fits into the bigger things, bigger than just the online shops. So I just want to showcase my little contribution to this journey of nopCommerce, where we in fact used it very effectively to develop a solution for one of our customers, which is a business-to-business solution. So that's what I won't take that long. I think I will be very quick to wrap it up. Just an introduction about myself. Aman Sood. I'm from a company Tmotions, based in London in the UK, and we have offshore development center in India. So this is the company which I started after working for a few organizations, Xerox Corporation in the UK, Tourism Board of UK, and certain outsourcing companies. So I do come from a technical background, started my career as a software developer long back. I haven't done any programming for the last 11, 12 years now. And I do have management experience, come from Harvard Business School, one of the alumnus. So that's where I come from, a beautiful place up in the mountains in northern part of India. That's where I spent my childhood. And now I live in London with my wife and 2 kids. I'm sure somebody's taking pictures here. I have to show it when I go home. In Tmotions, we are a software development company. We started with working with enterprises, working with the businesses to do their bespoke applications development, the tailor-made applications development. Mainly into Microsoft technology, Microsoft.NET technology stack, and that's where we came across nopCommerce. And we thought better we use this as a platform for certain customer requirements which are mainly related to e-commerce. And we also do, we have a test lab where we do quality assurance and testing of enterprise applications. We also have some presence in the USA and Australia, headquarters in the UK, and development center in India. So online shops, that's where we started using nopCommerce as a technology platform. We did develop certain websites, certain online shops. Some are pretty simple, like a shopping basket, there's a product catalog, this company selling watches and jewelry in the UK, a boutique shop, and they wanted to have online presence. So we picked up nopCommerce very quick, I think 3 weeks, 4 weeks, it took us to build everything. They provided all the artwork and we just launched it. We came across another website, another requirement we had where there was slightly challenging requirement of having a multi-regional, multi-currency, multi-language kind of a combination. This is Harry Potter, by the way. So if you go to Harry Potter website, buy digital books online. The complexity in this project was that certain books are only available in certain countries. You can't buy, the one book in one country, and so on and so forth. So they also chose nopCommerce as a platform to build the online shop. We created certain marketplaces like this cooperative marketplace where you have multiple vendors and multiple customers buying and selling things online. And slightly more complicated here for a corporate called Perkins, which is a company of Caterpillar. They wanted this website to sell the merchandise, the company merchandising in-house, and they needed a single sign-on for that, so that the customer information is coming from their domain servers. So single sign-on was one of the requirement here, and then certain other websites where we created certain plugins for different shipping methods and different payment gateways, etc. So this was a journey that we have been doing. The number of other websites we have done on e-commerce. But then we came across this customer, Press Exchange. Press Exchange is nopCommerce. It's a UK-based company. It's what they say here on their website. It's the world's largest online marketplace. This company, they don't sell or buy anything online, and it's just a sort of a network of dealers and buyers. This Press Exchange, this company, they deal in a used printing machinery. The very heavy printing machinery. The cost of those machines are, I think, roughly around minimum $50,000 to $100,000, $200,000, huge machines. And they buy and sell. Don't really buy and sell, but they are the marketplace for the second-hand, the used machines. So there are around, this network has got around, I think around 800 different dealers of these machines around the world. And around 170,000 users they have got in the user base. Users are primarily, printing house owners, printing press owners, or the people who want to buy these refurbished machines. So they provide this platform just to connect these dealers to the buyers, potential buyers, and then buyers will just see the information on the website, and then they will call the dealer, they will email, and they will do the negotiations and do the shopping offline. Is pretty much similar to, I think, some of the car selling websites we have, autotrader.com, for example, where you don't really buy the car on the website, you just, it's just connected to the dealer. I will try to show you the website in here. I hope it. No, it's for some reason my other window is not appearing properly here. Anyway, I'll show you later. Okay, so when we started looking into this project, we had a discussion, internal discussion with the team. They had the solution already there, which was built in Cold Fusion and the SQL Server, pretty old, a few years old. They wanted to redo it altogether to make it better performing, to make it scalable, and we chose nopCommerce. And when I had a discussion with my technical director and the nop team, I was a bit surprised initially. I said, this is not an online shop. We are not going to sell or buy anything. There won't be any shopping cart. Why nopCommerce? Why can't we just build it using ASP.NET or some other programming language, or use some other system? And we have certain reasons for that. And one of the very common reasons you all find is a budget constraint. Customers, they don't have enough money to spend, don't want to spend a lot of money. They want something available, ready-made available, and then quickly build on that. And of course, the timelines is the second constraint which we all come across. Everyone wants it on Monday. And if you are writing the software from beginning, writing the login screens and forget password screen, you can't deliver it in limited budget and in limited timelines. So these were the two main things when we picked up nopCommerce, because when we looked at what is required and what is available in nopCommerce, there was quite a lot match. And we thought that we can quickly take it up as a platform and then build on top of nopCommerce as a framework. They wanted to own the source code. They didn't want to have it on a SaaS platform or a service-based platform, because they wanted to keep it for future, for mainly for scalability and flexibility. The customer always want to build it to a bigger application later on. It's a business which is growing very fast, and that's probably the reason. And Microsoft technology stack was their favorite and our favorite as well. Customers, though they are not technical, but they wanted to do it on Microsoft-based technologies, and we have been already working on Microsoft technologies. So considering all this, we thought yes, it's a good case study for us, a good choice of platform. and let's build it using nopCommerce. So how we did it? So first of all, we understood their system, and we just generated simple use cases. Just documented the use cases, and then we tried to match those use cases with nopCommerce. And we found there is some gap analysis, and chose Nop 3.3 in those days to build it on. And when we were doing this simple sort of analysis of, or the gap analysis of the use cases and nopCommerce, we thought, let's keep it fairly simple. We have products in nopCommerce, and they have products, which is the machinery, which is the second-hand machines they want to showcase on their platform. Though they are not being sold or bought, but that's the core of the business. And product has got attributes, and product has got the classification of the taxonomy. And that's what we have in nopCommerce. We have a product which can be, there are attributes attached to the product, and we have the taxonomy, the classification of the product into categories, into subcategories, etc. So that part was fairly simple. Other side, we had buyers here. The people who will be going to their website and would have interest to buy those products, buy those machines, not online but offline. So in nopCommerce we have buyers, we have customers, customer database, and then they had the dealers who publish the details of the machines online or on the website. And we then matched this dealers concept to the vendors in nopCommerce. So in nopCommerce you can have multiple vendors, and here we have dealers. The difference here was that in terms of buyers we were talking about 170,000 user base. In terms of dealers we were talking about roughly around 600 user base who would become our vendors in nopCommerce. And then the other group of people, admin. And in this case, there were supposed to be multiple admins who can do the administration sort of activities in terms of user management and product management, attributes management, etc. So we thought it's a simple match of product and users, and we better pick it up straight away. And then there were hundreds of other requirements. They wanted the design to be very new and responsive and very user-friendly, etc., etc. Multilingual, multi-currency. They wanted the data interchange happening between their system and all the dealer systems. All the dealers, they are having their own CRM, their own system. And rather than adding their machine detail to Press Exchange manually, they wanted to push it through their API, through their gateway. So we had to build this API gateway for that. It's like kind of an interoperability gateway to connect. Search engine optimization, they wanted to stay on the top, which is always a requirement. Their taxonomy was very complex. So it's not like a category, subcategory, and a product. They had a lot of relationships between category, subcategory, which manufacturer. If the product is of this category and that subcategory and that manufacturer, then it will have these many colors of the printing machine, or these kind of sheet size, etc., etc. So they have a very complex algorithms for their taxonomy, which we literally translated into using the core nopCommerce sort of nopCommerce feature of grouping the products together. Images, we saw their database 40 GB bucket they were using Amazon Web Services S3 bucket, and 40 GB of images were there because the number of products they had in the database, they only publish about 20,000 products in the database, but they have inactive, or like the old one, which is roughly around 100,000. And every product would have 4 or 5 very high resolution images and videos and stuff. So that was one of the challenges, to accommodate that within the nopCommerce infrastructure. They wanted multiple people to admin it. They had some subscription, which was the online part, which we really loved it. That's where we implemented shopping basket as well. And they wanted different kind of alerts, different kind of reports and messaging system. So it was when we understood it's going to be quite complex. But when we looked at this list of the requirements, and majority of the requirements, we found that nopCommerce actually does provide most of these features or built-in features, and we might have to do customization, or we might have to write a few things on top of it. So one of the main challenge, I'm just going through two or three challenges here. One of the challenge here was this multi-vendor environment, which I just said. So we have the product groups or product categories in the root of nopCommerce, which we use as grouping these into three different categories. One is the machine. So all those 100,000 machines, that's one big group of products, which means that we have now two sets of groups. One is these machines, which they are not selling online. One are those packages, which they are selling online. And then there came third category, which is the people who don't want to buy packages to publish their machines. They only want to publish one machine. For example, you're a printing company. You have an old machine. You want to sell it. You just pay $200 and publish this machine on the website for a week or for 30 days, like job postings. You pay those $200 online. So there's another kind of products we have, which is the listing. So one thing we did that, and the other thing is that, as I said, their dealers, which was one kind of their users, we kind of mapped those to the vendors in nopCommerce, because nopCommerce gives this feature to you. You can have multiple vendors of multiple products. The second challenge we came, and that took most of the time to actually re-architecture some of the stuff we have done, is there were multiple data operations. In usual online shops, you have a product database. There would be a handful of people who will be changing or uploading new products into the catalog. Just the admin, maybe the shop owner or a few shop owners. In this case, there were those hundreds of dealers continuously throwing data into the database. They wanted to post new products into the system to showcase those onto the website. And that started killing us really badly in terms of the performance, because when we launched the website, it was terrible. We have done all the load testing and performance testing and simulations, and still it started killing us in the pre-launch, in the beta version, and then we had to do a lot more things to optimize that, the performance and some of the features which Kunal said earlier, we had to implement. Then there were APIs, that's doing data interchange, then there were multiple admins. So there was quite a load on the database server in terms of inserting new data or editing existing data and so on and so forth. So we have to rework on the attributes, the specification attributes of nopCommerce. For that, we have to denormalize the relationships in the database. We have to create a lot of sort of flat tables on top of the database layer to make these operations faster. And in terms of we have to convert a lot of functionality from a stored procedure to XML-based data interaction or data interchange to cope to the sort of cater to the requirement of this kind of performance. That's what was required. So overall, these were the two main challenges which we overcome, and we still think, even today, that was the right decision we made to use nopCommerce as a platform for such a large B2B, kind of marketplace. And so other requirements, we catered very quickly, very easily. For example, they wanted a responsive design, which we all do nowadays, which is catering to all kind of mobile devices. Functionality was, I don't think you can read it, but the functionality was quite complex. It was not just posting the machine information on the website and viewing that and contacting the dealer. They wanted machine valuations done online. There was an option where you can post a machine wanted request. You want a machine, and somebody will look at it and somebody will contact you for that. There were a whole lot of other sort of response management feature was there, dealer feed, where you use the API or XML to upload your multiple machines online. So all sort of requirements were there, and I would say that nopCommerce behaved pretty well in terms of meeting all these requirements. For example, this one is where a dealer would manage his machines, which he would post online for viewing, and this kind of structure which we had to put in place. Obviously, we had to make certain changes in the nopCommerce functionality to cater to this. They wanted, for example, I will show you the website later. If you want to make your machine appearing on the first page, like a star machine, favorite machine, you just click the button and it should automatically A, publish the machine on the front page, B, send the email alert to the admin, C, maybe deduct $20 from your account, and multiple functionality by one simple button click. That's the kind of requirement they had. And that's something we could easily do using nopCommerce functionality. This is where we have to do a lot of rework. Initially, we thought it's a simple product upload, widget. You have 4 steps or 5 steps like you do in online shops. You simply upload your product. Two challenges happened. We came across here. One is that there's this combination of all these things. The logic behind it was quite complex. So if you choose as I said, a manufacturer or a model range, then depending upon which model you are choosing, you can choose a particular color of the machine, you can choose a particular dimensions of the machine. So there were that logic we have to develop, which was simple in .NET. You do it, but the complex part here was that when you do this database operations, you move from one step to next step. Your data is actually stored in the database, and then you go to the last step, which usually in online shops it's add to the shopping basket. Here it's publish your machine onto the website. And that's where we encountered major problems, because when hundreds of dealers were doing it parallelly, concurrently, the system started crashing or slowing down. And that's where we have to redo the whole rework and make this widget based upon the XML layer on top of the database layer. Rather than posting it directly to the database, we were using the XML layer on top of it. Certain other requirements were pretty simple for us. They wanted a lot of information like the stats, how many people are clicking on my machine, which I posted. I don't think you will read it at all, but how many people are sending inquiries, how many people are sending emails, etc. So all that database is captured. And then they had this auctions thing. Not only just connecting people, buyers and sellers, they also want to publish the auctions of second-hand machines, which is happening around the world. I'm trying to make it very quick so that we don't have to wait for things longer. Admin part, we have to customize. So first screen we see it's not an order screen. The first screen we see here is the product catalog, the products machine. The machines sort of listing here where an admin can look for, search for, edit, update, add new, etc. and publish or make it inactive, not published. Though they have a database of around 50,000 machines or 60,000 machines, but at any point of time they only publish around 3,000 machines. They will only publish those machines on the website for which the dealers have paid the subscription money. And of course, they wanted to be on the top, on Google, and the SEO part was very, very important, and that took us a lot of time, in fact, to build those user-friendly or SEO-friendly URLs to the meta tags to so many other things, as you know, probably what is required to make it or to remain on the top. So still, as of today, if you search for use printing equipment, the company stands #1 in the ranking, and even if you search for a particular machine, it stands #1 in the ranking. Yeah, so that was, I'm just trying to give you this essence of using nopCommerce as a platform, taking it as a challenge, not just to build online shops, e-commerce shops, but also to build a solution where you can match the basic features of the solution to what it happens in the e-commerce or in the online shop platform. And that's what we did it, and I think it's being a good experiment. The customer is very happy. Their business has gone up since we have done it because they have a better look and feel, a better functionality of the website, and they are getting a lot of revenue from the advertisement, etc. From this website. The process is simple. The process is I think, a common process which we all adopt in the software development projects. We did the iterative one, the sprints. We used the agile methodology. We created those sprints of 15 days. It's like a build and show, build and show. We didn't spend much time on writing the requirement specifications. We didn't spend much time in writing the documents for that. For the design documents, we were building one thing, showing it to the customer, and building second thing and showing it to the customer. So it's pretty much the iterative development. We use certain tools mostly for capturing the requirement, a bit of a documentation and collaboration among the team, and used Jira or Jira for the project management. Visual Studio, we used Selenium for test out automation, Selenium plus C#, and Team Foundation Server for the core integration, etc. So this is what I promised you to be very quick, and I'm happy to take questions or email me the questions. If they are very technical, I might not be able to answer those here, but I thought I'll just give you a bit of an essence of using or harnessing the power of nopCommerce for bigger B2B or marketplace kind of solutions. And I'm sure that there's a lot more future to nopCommerce. There must be a lot of other examples like this you have come across using nopCommerce as a platform. Before I go, there are a couple of things which we are working on. I thought I'll just share with you. We are creating an e-commerce wallboard. It's like a dashboard. It's more interactive. What we are creating is for the shop owners or for the CEO of the companies where they sit in the room. There has to be like a big LCD screen, in their room where they can actually visualize the sales happening. It's like a map of a country or a region, and somebody is buying something. There's a beep. There's a little click on the screen. You can see the sales happening in Amsterdam. Next thing is sold in Brussels. Next thing is sold in, or somebody is not buying and abandoning the shopping cart, and different visual and different sounds and that effect. So that's kind of a wallboard we are creating where you can see and compare very easily your sales performances from yesterday to last year to last week or last month and so on and so forth. So this is in a development stage, and I'm sure that if we all come to the next, then we will definitely come to the next nop-based session, and we will see this in work. The other thing which we are trying to do is we thought that we are creating these online shops for customers. And when I talk to my software engineers, when I talk to my developers, they understand nopCommerce, they understand the technology. They really don't get the essence of a customer. They are not customers, right? They don't have their own online shop. We thought that this thought came last week, by the way. We thought that let's create our own online shop. Let's own it. When you own it, when you have, then you understand the pain areas of a customer, and the expectations of a customer, the challenges that customers face, and you would come across with a lot more innovative ideas. So we decided to we partnered with this a manufacturing company. They sell these beach wears, fashion wears in the Middle East and Dubai, and we said we'll own the shop and we'll sell this for you, so that we get a first-hand sort of impression of this. So I wanted to leave you with this beautiful picture, the last one on my slides. But before I go, I will take another 2 minutes of your time and will show you the website. I hope I should be able to. Somehow there are like two screens. I don't think we can see it properly here in the resolution, but this is the project I'm talking about, the pressexchange.com. You can have a look at it. This is where they publish, they show their machines. They're like star machines which come on the top, first page. So they are, and then you can browse through the machines from different, categories and subcategories and stuff like that. Yeah, so there are like hundreds of these machines, and then you go and see the details of a machine here, and then you just contact the seller, or you just log in to contact the seller, or just send the email to the seller. So you will see, yeah, there is no shopping cart button here, that makes it slightly different from the online shops. So have a look at it. You can register, obviously, and as a guest, and have a look at this website as well. Thank you so much. Thanks for listening to me.